Hello students, today I am here to give you some information about the second life process from your biology textbook, that is respiration. Okay, so in the previous class we have learnt about the transportation system, which is another life process. So today we will learn about the respiration process. So when you complete this topic, you will understand about the process of respiration and definition for respiration and different kinds of respiration, or the different pathways for the respiration in the living things. Okay, so first let me ask you one question. What do you mean by respiration? So respiration means when in lower sections and all, when teachers may ask you that what is respiration, and you will give the answer like that. It is the process of intake of oxygen and exhalation of the carbon dioxide. So actually it is the breathing process. So breathing and respiration, it is two process, that is breathing, simply we can say that it is the intake or inhalation of oxygen and exhaling of carbon dioxide, right? But in the case of respiration, it is the breaking down of glucose molecules for producing energy, okay, in the cell. So that is respiration. Because don't mess up with these two words. That is breathing means inhaling of oxygen and exhaling of carbon dioxide, whereas respiration process means it is the process of breaking down, of complete breakdown of the glucose molecules into energy from the cell. Okay, so there are different pathways used by the different living organism for this production of this energy, that is with or without the presence of oxygen. Okay, so this pathway we can explain later. So before that, let me give you a definition for respiration. That is, respiration is the process of breakdown of glucose molecules into energy, or ATP, in the presence or absence of oxygen. Okay, so with or without the presence of oxygen, the living organism break down the glucose molecule completely for the formation of the energy. Okay, so let me write the definition for respiration. So respiration is the process of, it is the process of break down of glucose molecule into energy from the cell. Okay, so that is the definition for the respiration. So you can say that respiration process as cellular respiration. Okay, it can also be called cellular respiration. So why it is called cellular? Because the respiration process is happening from the cell. So I told you that respiration means it is the breaking down of glucose molecule for the formation of the energy, right? So it's all happening inside the cell. That's why it is called a cellular respiration. So let me write a definition for cellular respiration. So it is the process of, making energy from, or making energy, or ATP. What is the full form for ATP? Adenosine triphosphate, from chemical energy. Okay, chemical energy from the food or oxygen. Okay, so it is all happening from the cell, in the cell. So it all takes place in the cell. So it is a process of making energy from chemical energy in the cell. That's why the respiration also called a cellular respiration. Okay, so Respiration means it is the process of breakdown of glucose molecules into energy from the cell, and it's also called a cellular respiration because all the process happening inside the cell, and that chemical energy is converting into adenosine triphosphate or the ATP by the cell or within the cell. That's why it is also called a cellular respiration. So I told you that there are different pathways taking place in the living things for the production of energy, right, with or without the presence of air. So let us discuss what are those pathways. Okay, so you know that the respiration means it is the breaking down of glucose for the production of energy, right, in the within the cell. So glucose, what is the full chemical formula for glucose? So let me write here itself. What is the chemical formula of glucose? So glucose C6, carbon 6, hydrogen 12 and oxygen 6. That is the formula for glucose. So we can call glucose as 6 carbon molecule. 6 carbon molecule. Glucose is an 6 carbon molecule. So respiration means it is the process of complete breakdown of the glucose for the formation of energy, right? So glucose first in the cell cytoplasm, in the cell cytoplasm, we know that what is function of cytoplasm? It is the fluid like structure present inside the cell which help for appending the cell organelles, right? So in the cytoplasm, what happens? The 6 carbon molecule of glucose will be break down to form pyruvate. So pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon molecule. Pyruvate is a 3 carbon molecule. So what is happening in the first stage? Glucose, which is a 6 carbon molecule from cell cytoplasm, will be break down to pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon molecule. So the first step is same in the case of all living things which uses the oxygen or which are not using the oxygen, and then they will make the energy. That's why I told you that there are different pathways used up by the living organism for making of the energy, right? So in these all pathways, the first step is the breaking down of 6 carbon molecules into 3 carbon molecule from the cell cytoplasm. So that is same in all pathways. Okay, so the first pathway that we are going to explain is the aerobic pathway. So first process is the aerobic pathway. So in aerobic pathway, what is happening here is that, so I will write aerobic. So aerobic means with the presence of air or with the presence of oxygen. So here oxygen is involved, and the second process will be happens in the cell mitochondria. Cell mitochondria. Have you heard about mitochondria in the cell? So in the 9th standard you have heard that different cell organelles are present inside the cell like mitochondria. Then vacuoles are there, then plastids are there in the case of plant cell, and then cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, etc. You have heard, right? Then Golgi apparatus, lysosome. So like that, mitochondria is also another cell organelle which is present inside the cell. And from the lower section itself, we have learned that mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called a powerhouse of the cell? Because we know that in our houses and all, we get the electric energy, right? We are getting electric energy for lighting our bulbs and using our ACs, TVs, refrigerators, etc. Right? So like that, in the cell, the energy producing organelle, that is mitochondria. That's why this mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, understood. So from the mitochondria, in the living things which uses the oxygen for the breakdown of the glucose molecule and for production of that energy, they will happen, the second step will happens in the cell mitochondria. So I told you that in the beginning itself, all the pathways, in all pathways, the first step is seen, that is the 6 carbon molecule will be break down into 3 carbon molecules in the cell cytoplasm, that is 3 carbon molecules, otherwise called a pyruvate. Okay, so this step is same in the all pathways. So now we are explaining about the aerobic pathway. So aerobic respiration means it is the respiration which is done with the help of oxygen, and it is also called cellular respiration. And so the second step is happening in the cell mitochondria. Okay, then they will produce in the cell mitochondria, what they will produce, they will produce the ATP, and they will produce the oxygen, sorry, they will produce the carbon dioxide, and they will produce this H2O. So here these two are, this carbon dioxide and water are the waste product, So ATP are the energy. For the production of this energy, two waste materials are formed, that is carbon dioxide and H2O or the water. Okay, so that's why when you exhale, you can feel, when you exhale to a mirror, you can find out some water vapors, right? So that is known as the waste material that's produced after the formation of the energy. Understood? So respiration means it is a breakdown of glucose molecules, complete breakdown of glucose molecules into energy within the cell. So this can be happened in different pathways. So the first pathway that living things like us uses, that first pathway, that is aerobic respiration. Okay, so that aerobic respiration means with the presence of oxygen, the complete breakdown of glucose into energy. So in all pathway, the first step is saying, that is the 6 carbon molecules will be break down into 3 carbon molecule in the cell cytoplasm. Okay, and here when it goes to the second step, that's when this pyruvate goes to mitochondria. What happens from the mitochondria? With the help of oxygen, it forms the energy and the waste materials like carbon dioxide and water. And you have learned that how this carbon dioxide is removed from the removed from our body, that transport in the transportation system. We have learned that it will go through that inferior and superior vena cavas and reach the right atrium and right ventricle. Then it passes through the pulmonary artery and reaches the lungs to exhale the carbon dioxide or expel the carbon dioxide from the blood, right? So that and all we discussed in the previous classes. So now let us discuss the second pathway for the breakdown of this glucose molecule. So the second pathway is that we can name it as anaerobic respiration. So from the name itself you will get an idea what is that type of respiration, right? Anaerobic, so without air, so without the presence of without oxygen. Okay, without oxygen. So it is happening in the cell cytoplasm itself. So it is happening in the cell cytoplasm itself. So it is happening in the cell cytoplasm itself. So that process is called fermentation. That process can be called fermentation. So it is actually happening in the yeast cell. One example, you can say that example yeast. So in yeast cells, this type of respiration is happening for their production of energy in their body, that are in their cell. What they will use, they will without the presence of oxygen from the cell cytoplasm itself, they will break down these 3 carbon molecules into 2 carbon molecules like ethanol plus CO2 plus ATP. Ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus ATP. Two pathway we have discussed, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means with the presence of oxygen, that is happening in the mitochondria, and anaerobic respiration means without the presence of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen, the yeast-like cell will produce the energy with the help of cytoplasm, and they will make the waste products such as ethanol and carbon dioxide and ATP. Okay, so that process without oxygen they are making, when they are making the energy, that process can be called a fermentation process. Okay, so the third step involved, or the third pathway involved in this respiration is that lack of oxygen. When there is lack of oxygen, what happens in our muscle cell? In our muscle cell, so it is happening in our muscle cell. What happens? It produces lactic acid plus the energy. So three pathways are there, so I'll explain that. First one, we have said that aerobic respiration, that with the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means without the presence of air or the oxygen. So aerobic respiration is happening in the living things which utilize these oxygen. Okay, whereas in the case of yeast like organisms, this anaerobic respiration is happening, that is without the presence of oxygen. So they will make the energy, and ethanol plus carbon dioxide, which is an 2 carbon molecule. So in all pathways, the first step is same in three pathways, that is glucose will be break down into pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon molecule. It is same in each pathways. Okay, so in aerobic it is happening in mitochondria, and when there is a lack of oxygen, it happens in the muscle cell, and without oxygen, that's anaerobic respiration is happens in the cytoplasm itself. And here in three pathways, basic plan is to produce the energy. Okay, and the waste materials are also formed when this energy is created in the cell. So mitochondria, for the aerobic, it is happening in the second step is happening in the mitochondria, whereas in the case of anaerobic respiration, it is happening in the cytoplasm itself, whereas lack of oxygen, that happens in the muscle cell. Okay, so mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell because the energy is produced from the mitochondria. That's why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. So it's a cell organelle that present inside the cell. Okay, so I hope you have learned about the three pathways that involved in the respiration. So in the living organism, respiration can take place in three pathways. One is with the presence of oxygen, and lack of oxygen, and without oxygen. Okay, so aerobic respiration is happening in second stage, it is happening in mitochondria, and here it is when it is oxygen is lack, it is happens in the muscle cell. And in anaerobic respiration, the second stage is happening same in the first step, that is in cytoplasm. So now let us discuss more about the process of respiration. So now let us discuss about the respiration process in plants. So you know that from the lower section itself we are learning that respiration is also happening in the plants as well, right? So here you can see that plants exchange gas through stomata. So we know that stomata are small pores that present in the plants. So they helps for the process of exchanging gases in plants. So here you can see that plants exchange gas through stomata, and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all cells are in contact with the air. So these spaces, intercellular spaces, helps them to give a contact with the air, so that that can be easily diffused, that air can be easily diffused into the plants. Okay, so here oxygen and carbon dioxide is exchanged by the process diffusion. What do you mean by diffusion? Diffusion is the process of exchanging of gases from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So it's the passage of the gaseous molecules from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, right? So the gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide is exchanged by the process called diffusion in the plants. So The uptake of this oxygen and carbon dioxide in the plants will depend upon the environmental condition as well as the requirements of the plant. So these two factors depends on how much carbon dioxide and oxygen should be exchanged or intake. Okay, so these factors are environmental conditions and the requirements by the of the plant. So these two factors affect the exchanging of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So you know that during night time only the respiration process is happening in the plant. So that time they will intake or inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide, but during daytime it's a time for the photosynthetic process. So photosynthesis is the process that making of the food in the leaves by the chlorophyll content present in the leaf, right? So for that photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is very much essential than the oxygen. So during the photosynthesis, oxygen is the waste material, whereas the carbon dioxide is used up by the plants for the process of making of carbohydrates or the food. Okay, so the food that they needed to live. So during daytime, carbon dioxide is used up and oxygen is removed from the plant body. So here oxygen is a waste product during the daytime. So just keep that in mind. During daytime, the in place of respiration, the photosynthesis is happening. So photosynthesis, you know that it is the preparation of the food by the plants, okay, with the help of carbon dioxide and the sunlight. So here carbon dioxide is used up, and as a result of formation of food or preparation of the food, what happens, oxygen is produced as the waste material which should be removed. So during daytime oxygen is removed. That's why in our environment oxygen is balanced in the environment. Okay, oxygen and carbon dioxide is balanced in our environment. So whatever we know that we are doing lots of activities which produces the carbon dioxide, right? So if the carbon dioxide level is increased, what happens, we will suffocate, that we won't get enough amount of oxygen to breathe. So what happens here is that the green plants help us to provide the oxygen by taking the carbon dioxide. So we need to plant the trees. Okay, so we need to plant the trees, just stop or prevent the deforestation. We need to prevent the deforestation and we need to plant trees. So these trees can only save us from the air pollution that we create. Okay, so air pollution mostly created by ourselves, so that should be prevented. So we know that they have the trees, the green trees are having lots of importance in the environmental conditions. Okay, so like in our world, if we need to survive, we need oxygen as well as water and food, right? So we need to plant a tree to balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide in our environment. Okay, so process of respiration in plants, that here the plants exchange gas through stomata, it's very important. And also the large intercellular spaces ensure that all cells are in contact with the air. And here oxygen carbon dioxide is exchanged by the process called diffusion, and it is basically based on two factors, that is environmental conditions of the plant and as well as requirements of the plants. Okay, and during night time respiration is happening, that is oxygen is intaken by the plants and carbon dioxide will be removed. And during daytime photosynthesis is happening, so that CO2 is used up by the plants and oxygen is removed. Now let us discuss how the process of respiration is happening in the aquatic animals. Okay, now let us discuss about the respiration process that happens in the aquatic organism. So you know that the exchange of in the case of fishes, the exchange of gases are taking place in the breathing organ, that is gills, that you have studied in the lower sections and all, that fishes breathe through their gills and they exchange the gases carbon dioxide and oxygen through that gills, right? Actually they are breathing oxygen that is dissolved in the water, right? So they are getting dissolved oxygen. Okay, so water dissolved oxygen, the fishes are getting the water dissolved oxygen. Okay, so those are living in land, they get the air directly from the atmosphere, but in the case of aquatic organisms, they get oxygen that dissolved in the water. So when the amount of oxygen present in the dissolved present in the water will be very less as we compare to the air that present in the atmosphere, right? So their breathing rate will be so faster than the living organism that lives in the land. So let us move on to that topic. Okay, so here I can say that they use oxygen dissolved in water. So the aquatic organism uses the oxygen that dissolved in the water. Okay, don't forget that they uses the dissolved oxygen in the water. When we compare the dissolved oxygen level in the water to the land, it is, or in the atmosphere, it is very low. So rate of breathing is faster in aquatic organism than that seen in terrestrial organs. So I told you that the amount of oxygen in the dissolved form is very low as we compare to the atmosphere, right? So the fishes need to take so the fishes need to breathe so faster than the terrestrial organism. Okay, so fishes take in water through the mouth and force it to gills for dissolved oxygen taken up by blood. So here the gills are the respiratory organ that helps these fishes to exchange the gases, oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So they will takes the water through that through their mouth and pass it, then force it to the gills where the gases are exchanged. Okay, so this is the process of respiration in aquatic animals. In this lesson you need to focus more on to the respiration in the human beings. Okay, so that we will discuss in the next class. So what and all we discussed today, we have discussed what is respiration, and we have discussed different pathways in respiration, and we have discussed respiratory process in the plants as well as in the aquatic organisms, right? So respiration means it is the process of breaking down of glucose molecules into energy with or without the presence of oxygen, right? So the pathways included are aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, and lack of oxygen. So in three pathways the respiration, in these three pathways of respirations, the first step is same, that is glucose, which is a 6 carbon molecules, will be break down to pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon molecule in the cell cytoplasm. Don't forget about that. And in the case of aerobic respiration, that takes place in the all living things which inhale the oxygen. Okay, so that aerobic respiration will happens in all kind of living things which intake oxygen. So I told you respiration means it is the breakdown of glucose with or without the help of oxygen. So aerobic respiration means with the help of oxygen they will break down the glucose completely into energy. So in aerobic respiration, the second step is happening in the mitochondria. So that's why we are calling it as the powerhouse of the cell. So we know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell because they are producing the energy. So once more, one more point is there, that is respiration. We can call it as cellular respiration. Why? Because the chemical energy is turns into energy from the oxygen or the glucose. Okay, so that is known as the cellular respiration because it's all happens in the cell. Okay, so that glucose with the help of oxygen, which will be broken down from the cytoplasm first, then it will broken down from the mitochondria. So it's all happening in the cell. That's why it is also called a cellular respiration. Okay, then we are saying about the aerobic respiration, right? So all the living things which inhale the oxygen, the aerobic respiration takes place. The second step is from the mitochondria. Don't forget, the waste material formed after the production of the energy is carbon dioxide and water. Okay, carbon dioxide and water are the waste material that produced after the energy formation. Okay, then the second pathway that we discuss is the anaerobic respiration. From the name itself, anaerobic, that means without air or without the presence of oxygen, they will make the energy. Who will make the energy? Yeast will make the energy during the fermentation process. That making the, when they make the energy, they doesn't need any oxygen, so that's why it is called anaerobic respiration. Okay, so that is happening in the cell cytoplasm itself. Then we had discussed about the lack of oxygen. When there is a lack of oxygen, what happens then? That when we are doing vigorous exercise and all, what happens? We will lack oxygen in our muscles. So what happened in our muscle cell? Lactic acid will be produced plus energy. That's why we feel muscle cramps. Okay, so the three pathway also we discussed. Then we had discussed about the process of respiration in the aquatic and plants. And in plants, during daytime, photosynthesis is happening, whereas in night time respiration is happening. That exchange is through the stomata. Also the gaseous elements are exchanged by the process called diffusion. Then we discussed aquatic organisms. So they breathe faster than the terrestrial organism. Why? Because the dissolved oxygen in the water will be low as compared to the oxygen present in the atmosphere. Okay, so that's why they breathe faster than the terrestrial organisms. Okay, that's all for today, and in the next class we'll continue with the mechanism of respiration in the human beings. So after that, thank you again. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.